Okay. Uh, what's on? Okay, let's check. And is this thing on? Yeah, it should be it should be on. Okay. Hi. My name is Arco Pencils, and welcome back to my channel. Uh, well, if you've already been on my channel, that is. Yeah. So oh, geez. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. So, for starters, I have a few things to say before we get into the channel. Not the channel, the video. Dummy. Okay. Yeah, I have a few things to say before we get into the video. First of all, including I am apologizing for my absence. I did mean to upload earlier, but I kind of got busy. A lot of the stuff, including like motivation or time, a lot of stuff was going on along the way, and I really would have liked to make more videos and upload them faster, but stuff gets in the way, and well, time kind of gets wasted at the same time. Um, okay, what was I gonna say? What else was I gonna say? Yeah, so if you're new to this channel, please go ahead and check out my first video. It's more so an introduction video, so you'll figure out basically what the purpose of this channel is and why I'm doing this. If you're back from watching those other videos, well, your support means the world to me, and I significantly appreciate you for returning back and checking on my videos. So yeah, with that said, let's get into the video. For starters, today's topic is going to be a series of artworks that I made personally myself, mainly during school hours, but yeah, they're basically, I made them last year and like I think two of them this year. So with that said, let's get straight into it. This is my series called The Blots, or not The Blots, that sounds like butts. The Ink Monsters thingamajig. I don't have a name for it, okay? Let the future me take over. Hi, yes, it's future me currently here, and yeah. What I forgot to mention in the first segment of this video was basically that I mean in the intro of this video, that I kind of ditched the intro, like the musical intro, basically because it was kind of annoying and too clashing. So with that said, this first part of the video is gonna be me basically yapping about my first few artworks, and then by the end of this video, I'll probably just make up. I'll record the process in a time lapse, and I'll show you another new one, or how I make this in the process. So with that said, let's get straight into the first one. So here we have, oh gosh, yeah, I forgot to mention some of these images might be a bit spooky or creepy. I really don't know what I was thinking when making these. So here we have an ink monster. Yeah, it's kind of floating around. It doesn't have wings or form, and it looks smeared all over the place. Sure, yeah, I get that, and it seems to have very, very disturbing eyes or something like that. I don't know why I made this. Okay, it's like my school has a abundance of ink, ink pencils, like old pencils. Look right here. See, all of these cores, I found them from broken pens or forgotten pens in the in my school, grounds, and they like were forgotten as like, these are perfectly fine pen corks. You can totally make something like new out of them. So I take off their lids and basically just start painting with the ink that remains in there, and it's quite a fun process. Basically, I don't. For this first one, I just wanted to dabble, and I didn't really know what I was making. Mainly just smudges, smears, kind of like the ink blot challenges, but you know, it ends up being whatever this nightmarish monster is. I didn't know what to make of it when I made it myself. which is pretty ridiculous if you ask me. One of the first ones, but when I showed it to my friends, they often associated it something like sleep paralysis. So in a way, it is kind of like a ink blots thing, what you see and what you associate with it, and I found that like really cool. So yeah, that's basically the first one. Let me know in the comments what you think this one first is, or what you think it might be about, because my friends think that it's about sleep paralysis. I don't really see how this could be sleep paralysis. Then again, all of the images you're about to see could be a part of sleep paralysis, so yeah. I don't know what I was thinking when I was making this. Moving on. Oh yeah, this one's pretty horrifying. Yeah. This image, I made it from a red pen core, and I don't know what I was thinking here either. Like I said, first four of these, I was just dabbling. I was just doodling. I didn't know what I was doing, and it was a fun process, just relaxing and doing whatever. For the red one though, I really wanted it to give a bit of sense for unsettledness. So what I ended up doing was I got a bunch of I got the red ends and basically started painting, stretching out branches from the center of the page where it was folded, and I kept on doing this repetitively until like all the ink was gone. And when it was done, I like ripped the edge of its corner off and then started to smear the rest of the ink across the page that hadn't fully set on the paper, so it kind of gave this blurry effect. Again, I don't know what to make of it myself. It could mean a lot of things. When I showed it to my mom, she thought it was like she kind of got creeped out by it because she thought it looked a bit like blood, and I really can't blame her. It does look a lot like blood, doesn't it? Yeah, so my friends ended up naming this one something like obscurity, where half of it is truth and the rest fades into obscurity. Like, you really can't tell what the rest of this image could have looked like. And because you know it was there, but at the same time not. And I think that has a pretty cool feeling to it. It could just mean the spreading of death or something, but again, I don't know. It's another interpretive piece. Actually, a majority of these are interpretive pieces anyway, so yeah, moving on. Yeah, here we have another Eldritch Abomination. This one's not really as clear. It has like little strips ink. Like, if you know anything about ink, you'll know it's a bit of a viscous fluid. So when it does stretch or you do dot it around, it tends to leave these lines connecting to it, like little nets of web or something like that, webbing and sticking it together. And I used it in this piece to sort of, like, I don't know, stretch it around, create some sort of effect. But in the creature in the image itself, it seems to have like, I don't know, 4 wings, 2 on the bottom like legs and 2 on the back, and a few tentacles just swinging around while it has streaks of ink coming off of it. Again, I really do not know what I made here. It's an interpretive piece. You can interpret it however you like. It's not supposed to go one specific way. It's just that. I don't know what else to say about it. Am I like... I made it myself. I feel so stupid right now. What on earth did I make, actually? Oh well. It looks cool anyway. I think it looks cool. And I think some of you look cool. Some of you might think it looks cool as well. But that's up to you. When I did show this to my friends, they couldn't really think of what it was. They were torn between insectophobia and distancing, which if you really do apply those things, it could look like insectophobia. Insects have multiple legs and such things, and it freaks out people a lot. And yeah, you can totally associate that with insectophobia. Or distancing, like you're flying away and leaving and never coming back and cutting ties forever and losing the people that you were once close for. With that said, let's move on to the next one. No, this one definitely had a lot of meaning. So for this one, I wanted to give a go at some sort of invasion. Recently, when I made this one, I saw this thing called like a silent apocalypse, I think, or a quiet apocalypse. It's basically this horror analog video or slash series in which these monsters just float around the world, and they came from somewhere but they don't know where they came from or what they're doing. They're just there, and it's quiet. Like, they just came one day and they were like that, and they wanted to leave but they couldn't, and therefore they were like that. In this, however, this is very much different. This one has an elongated neck with a clearly defined head, has some sort of creepy dark eyes and what look to be mandibles. Then it has spines on its spindly back, along with two what seem to be very small wings and two tails in the back, followed by tentacle legs. Now it seems to be off somewhere rugged, but what it has in its hand is like the most deeply unsettling part, being that is a dead human, or a dead person, a dead creature, whatever it is in there. That is horrifying. Gee, what was I thinking? What was I thinking making this? Yeah, if you really look closer into it, you could see figures, or like at least 3 figures in the image besides the monster. One of them being picked up and crushed or something like that, ready to devour. And this one specifically was meant to feel like a monster, and was meant to make you feel like you were getting hunted or something like that. And I think it looks really well. It does look very horrifying and scary, and deeply unsettling. When I did show to my friends, they couldn't make much of it again. Like I said, it was interpretive piece. But for this one, I really thought it looked like predation. They thought it looked like predation, and that's literally what it was. It was predation. That's I don't know how else you could say that. They're being hunted by a predator who's an eldritch monster from made of ink or something. Huh. I really don't know what I was thinking. Was I trying to scare my friends? I think I was trying to scare my friends while making this. Okay, well, moving on to the next one. Oh, yeah, no, this is definitely the cooler ones of the pieces, or one of my favorites. It is, how do you describe it? Like, you got an empty space of a man floating in the center, and around him is all these stretched out waves of wild ink streaks all over the place, smears covering him, and lines, straight stretched lines all cutting through him and splattering him. Whoever him is, it's definitely not a normal guy. And I think I used like 2 pen cores on this one, 2 black pen cores, and yeah, it was like so much ink. It was really messy and really creepy. But again, like I don't know what this was supposed to be either myself. I just made it to look cool, like some sort of ominous figure in charge of all of the monsters. And I think I succeeded in that deeply. Speaking of deeping, this called don't take that out of context. Yeah, this one's called Deep Secrets, or that's what my friends named it. And you could tell it looks like Deep Secrets. This guy has no identity, but he has spindly arms or whatever those things are stretched all over the place, and man, it does look horrifying, doesn't it? It does look horrifying. I think it looks cool. It looks cool. I can't deny it. That's straight up aura farming. If that's not aura farming, I don't know what is aura farming. Maybe it's aura farming. Again, it's secrets. Secrets! Secrets hold aura. I'm shutting up. I don't want to be cringe here. Okay, moving on to the next one. Oh yeah, no, this is one of the pieces I made this year. It's one of it's has I don't know if this one's the best. I'm torn between this one and the last one. I think this one definitely holds more meaning and is more grounded. As you can see in the image, it is a hunched over creature with what seem like six six legs. Yeah, all of them netted and strung together, and what looks to be its ribs exposed in the back. If you look really carefully, you'll see ribs exposed in the back, followed by large smeared wings, or like something resembling wings, because they look like they were spreading darkness with ink everywhere, and they look like they were withering away and dying. While the face of the creature seems to be something like a mask. Have you ever seen like Hollow Knight or something? If you haven't seen Hollow Knight, you should definitely go check that out. But if you don't, well, no judgment. Yeah, for this one, you can really tell it does have a clearly defined face and two eyes. And one of them, they literally look like they're dripping out ink or crying or something like that. Man, it's unsettling, isn't it? Yeah, it's still unsettling. But unlike the first few ones, you kind of feel bad for it because, again, it's looking at you, it's crying, it's strung up, and it's what look like wings are dying completely, while the rest of the world is stringing up into ink or something around it. I imagine this plate takes place in a dystopian future where out of nowhere ink monsters come in the form of humanity's deepest emotional pains and in as monsters or something like that. And you could definitely tell this one has a lot of meaning, and I made it that way. Again, I didn't know what word to put to it because it can like bring a lot of stuff, but this one was definitely painful in a way. So when we named this one, I decided to name it Grief. And you can definitely tell it's grieving somebody because if you lose somebody very important to you in your life, well, you're definitely grieving for them or something like that. And it feels like you won't ever be free again. Like how and like you want, it feels like that pain will consume you or something. It's something I deeply fear, honestly, myself. And kind of relate with this one because I wouldn't want to do that. Okay, this is getting too deep. Yeah, okay, now it's my channel. I choose what to do with my channel. I can be emotional or vulnerable if I want to be. But yeah, no, this definitely is a hit. It can hit a spot for a lot of people. Withering wings away, you feel like you won't soar again, or something like that. I'm yapping now, aren't I? Yeah, no, I'm definitely yapping. Sorry, guys. Okay, moving on. Moving on from the tearjerker. Yes, we have this final one. I made this one recently on request of a friend, actually, and she requested that it would be some form of a monster representing hurt. And yeah, no, this definitely does look like hurt to me. What it depicts in the image is a more humanoid figure, because it still has a head and arms, but its legs are like a tangle of tendrils and stuff stretched out on the ground, and ink is splattering everywhere. Like, it's shooting all out of him in every sort of way, and if you really do look closely, you can see what looks like an arrow or a knife jammed straight through him. And what I imagine it is like to be backstabbed, to be hurt by somebody deeply close to you, and they betray that trust and hurt you like so. Yeah, that's a really painful one, these last two, actually. I don't know. I don't know what to say at this one. But yeah, I think it looks really cool. I just personally decided because, like, its face is designed like horns, both downwards and upwards. Its eyes aren't physically like contained because that's how much rage is coming out of it. Its head is not even like fully attached to his body. It's just floating there in a constant agonizing scream or something like that. And yeah, we call this like hurt rage or something. That's what my friend named it. And looking back on it, might have been personal for her too. Like, people go through a lot, and you can only do so much for them. But you should still always be there for them, whether they're grieving or it's because they feel like they've been backstabbed. You always have to do something for them. Or to be their friend, they need somebody close to them when stuff like that happens. Yeah. Okay. Well, that was the end of my yap session. I've gone on for nearly 20 minutes. Actually, no, it's past 20 minutes. Holy. Okay, yeah. So for the next part of this video, let's move on to actually making one of these ink monsters. Okay, for this artwork, I didn't necessarily have a good base to go off of, because the subject that I chose for this one was like depression or something like that. Because, well, depression in itself is it's different for everybody. It could feel like crushing weight, or sometimes like restrictions suffocating you or something like that. But to me, I just tried my best to represent it as this long, spindly figure who's been hollowed out and tired. And as you can see, like when I opened up the pen core, I just like took out its head and then proceeded to cut off the excess. That way the air can get into the pen faster and allow for the ink to warm up in your hand and drip out faster. Basically, what else I did was I showed this guy like being pulled back and struggled away from the boundary that leads to like happiness or ascent, freedom. Because if you look carefully at the figure there, you'll see like I tried to make it seem like he was ascending or something like that. And yeah, there's not much else to it other than he's like got so much stuff going on. He's got heavy feet, lots of chains and boundaries pulling him back. He's got a heavy weight on his arm as well. He's missing one arm too, and he's got like a sort of parasitic flower growing out of his head or something like that. Like it's a parasite is consuming him and holding him back, or like roots tethering him down or something like that. Anyway, yeah, that was my time lapse for it, and I think it turned out pretty well. It's not as creepy or as interpretive as the other few pieces, but for the sake of this video, I just wanted to show the process and how I make one of these, and I think it turned out really well. You could see like just how dark the stains of ink can be, and it leads to a really interesting effect. That's really all much for me. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you liked the video. Please make sure to come back soon again. I will probably I'll have to figure out my upload schedule faster and that. But yeah. I do appreciate you guys for watching, and your support means the world to me. Next video I'll probably start talking about some of my artwork in my sketchbook, which is like the first proper sketchbook I got. So until then, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully this is not as cringe as last.